Big Mom's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Lizard here with you today to discuss Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 8.
It was an interesting episode.
First of all, we want to say happy birthday, Papa. This episode aired on October 8th, which is his birthday. So happy birthday to Papa. We love you very, very much.
Of course, he already had his cake, everyone, don't worry. It was a chocolate cake with chocolate peanut butter icing.
Yes, he had a very good day. Just want to let everybody know to maybe wish him a happy birthday.
It was also Molly May's birthday.
Yeah, she's 6. Happy birthday to our little baby Molly May, our little Chewini.
She got a new collar. It's like a pink velvet type of collar with like little
rhinestones.
She looks very pretty.
Very pretty all the time anyway. But yeah, her new collar definitely perks the girl up. Okay, on to Sister Wives. My goodness, y'all. This episode, okay, I don't know if you're used to us, what we do is we go in the order of what the episode is. I take detailed notes so that we can we just go through it as the episode is
We're just giving you a step-by-step play of the episode.
Exactly. And with our little commentary and thoughts thrown in. And again, we want to thank anybody and everybody who has listened, who has given us a like, who has given us hit that subscribe button because it's free. And, let us know that you are enjoying the content, or, just let us know that you're out there and, that you want to keep hearing us.
And leave a comment if you're interested in us talking about
Yeah, we've never had like a real legit comment except from like friends. So like, do you want to be the first real comment that we get on any platform? We will shout you out if you are.
Come on, random stranger. You know you can do it.
Exactly. Let us know you're out there, what your thoughts are. So we start out the episode with Robin and Cody at Mary's house, so that Mary can discuss her moving the clothes business to Utah.
Oh, guys, I'm gonna warn you. He gets so frustrating in this episode. I hate him.
Yeah, I had to pause a few times just to be like cuss him out with his picture like paused on the screen so that I could just like cuss him out and be like, you rotten son of a bitch.
Such a dick.
It's terrible. But and Mary hopes that it's gonna be a slap in the face to Cody and wake him up, like hopefully with the thought of like, oh my gosh, I might be losing Mary. I need to like wake up and
he doesn't care at all.
No. But they were talking about how they've never been able to do like any kind of PDA in front of the other wives to keep the peace. And there are a lot of families I know, like I think it was the Dargers, that were able to like he could hug and kiss each wife. I mean, not like make out, but like good morning or whatever, and like give them a hug or whatever, and things like encouragement or support in front of each other, and it not be an issue. And again, if you have that kind of relationship and you're not that kind of jealous person and you're able to overcome it easier, great. That's awesome. Not many human women that I'm aware of could see a man that they're actually in love with another woman and not have issues.
There's a reason why a lot of women don't want open marriages. Or
polygamy.
Or adding another to your bed.
Yes, it doesn't work out. And then Cody was saying how he only has a relationship with Robin, and he has a quasi-plural marriage mess that's been going on with Mary. And he says, quote, "This is not a safe place for us." And he's referring to Mary's house, I think. Like, they can't be themselves there. They can't, I guess, stand with their hands on each other's pants and her presence, I guess. He's just gross. He's gross, you guys.
Right. And I think it's like, Mary obviously, still wants Cody. And I feel like it's not safe because Robin is desperately trying to get Mary and Cody to
at this point
interact.
He was just talking about he only has a relationship with, he's basically saying, if you read between the lines, I'm in a monogamous marriage with Robin. I don't know why Mary's still hanging around. Her and Robin are friends. I kind of think of her just as my wife's friend. Not really somebody that I interact with. I just see her coming and going sometimes.
And I think so.
And that's basically how he sees her.
And Mary said she's just waiting for him to tell her it's over. And he does tell her it's over, but only in the private interviews. And that doesn't count because they don't see it till later.
Which is why at the end of the last season, when the tell-all, she had said, he's never said anything to me. He said to other people and whatever about quote unquote the marriage being over and she can move on, but he never said it to her. And they had never said that they were going to say anything in public. So all of a sudden, he starts saying things in public in these interviews. She doesn't see it till it airs, or, maybe the producers show it to her before for the tell-all, to stir the pot. Who knows? But yeah, it's a mess.
It's just like, dude, I think because he doesn't want to be the one to leave. He wants Mary to
Well, we'll get to that. Hang on. You and Papa always jumping the gun on me.
I'm just saying.
And then Mary tells him about the move and downsizing in Flagstaff, and he's like, cool, nice.
He even says it doesn't affect him.
And Robin is silently begging him with her face to love Mary. And then Mary is distracted by Cody's ring finger, where he doesn't have his wedding ring, their Claddagh ring, but a different one. And he and Robin are very weird and awkward about it. And I think it's one that they only have for each other.
Do you think he forgot to move it, or do you think he intentionally did it?
I think he's been wearing it that way for a really long time. Didn't even think about it because it's a common thing. And he hasn't seen Mary in forever. And I think it's just the first time that she's noticed it. And he's just like, oh, what's the big deal? It's been here forever.
Right.
But for her, she knows what that means. She knows.
Yeah. It's like you're basically have already divorced yourself from all your wives.
Well, we'll get to that. Christine left him, which he's pissed about. He can't give a shit less about Mary.
But he's holding on to Janelle, and Janelle needs to go. But we'll get onto that later.
And then we go over to where Garrison has bought his first house in Flagstaff. And good on him, because property in Flagstaff, even for a crappy little house, is ridiculous. So good on you for having the income and a job good enough to be able to do that.
Yeah, because he's on the show. He's an adult now.
The adult kids do not get paid from the show because they're not regulars on it. If they get paid,
serious?
it would
they had him on for all those years, and like, oh, you're not a real part of the show.
Oh yeah, the kids never got compensated. And the only adult, if the adults, like, whenever they would have their weddings, they would pay for part of the wedding if they let them film it. The births, same thing. Like, when McKelty...
Y'all, the capitalism of Hollywood, where you could...
In your own family, it's
You
ridiculous.
can take advantage of your kids and put them online. Well, that's already happening, though, with YouTube and stuff, too. So
I mean, yeah, ever since the first, really I think it was the Goslings who were the first really big popular ones with kids that on a reality show. And yeah, so it's been what do you call it? When you crap my brain.
Abuse of children.
It's not abuse.
It's free child labor.
They take advantage of them.
Free child labor.
But then so Christine and Janelle are going over to see it. Which, of course, he's very proud to show it off, his first house.
Right, I would be too.
And Gwen and Gabe are thinking about moving in as roommates. Well, Christine is not sure about Gwen moving in with the brothers because they're very, very different politically. And Gwen and Gabe both have dogs, and Garrison has a cat. She sees the whole situation as, quote, problematic. And moms know she's trying to be very
nice about saying y'all
politically correct and, very gentle and being very careful about what she
she's
says.
saying that y'all won't...
This is not going to end well.
You won't live together well.
Family roommates never end well. Well, maybe there are. I'm sure there's lots of you out there who'd be like, but I live with my sibling or my cousin or whoever, and we are great. Good for you. But 90% of the time, it does not turn out well. If you don't believe me, read Reddit. Am I right?
Mom's gone onto Reddit recently, and she's realized
It's your fault.
It's very negative there.
I know. That's why I started. Ooh, guys, I forgot to tell everybody. You guys are the first to know. I started a Reddit page for
Oh, yeah,
Big Mama's House podcast.
Mama made a subreddit.
So if you want to go on there and we can talk about stuff, discuss
the
whole
podcast.
episodes, the podcast, everything.
Recommend shows for us to watch.
Yes, all that's a place for you to go if you're a Redditor. So you guys are the first to know. I can't believe I forgot to mention it before, but it's kind of new. I just did it last week. So there you go, you guys. I hope to see you there. But anyway, back to the show. And Gabe says this is how he sees the family. The ship is sinking and every wife is in a different lifeboat. And that is a perfect metaphor.
But Cody is in Robin's lifeboat.
Oh, yeah, it has been. And that's been the problem since before COVID. Okay, and then we are back to Robin and Mary trying to give Cody a chance to give a shit.
Right.
And he doesn't take it. He fails. And Cody says, I just don't need this kind of pressure from you. Like, for Robin. Because, like, she's, like, that's his spouse. So that's his person.
And that's the person who always, supposed to be on his side.
And he knows that she's going to keep pushing Mary because for whatever reason. But he is just like, no. I'm done with her, no. And Robin said, it's frustrating watching all of them walking away. And, quote, some days it feels like a deal breaker. Because she doesn't, okay, I said it since way back when I covered their book. If you guys didn't watch or read or hear those, you really need to, because way back in the beginning, I said she never wanted a monogamous husband again. It's too much work. She's lazy. Okay.
She wants to have the husband sometimes and someone watch the kids and someone taking care of her, make the money.
Exactly. So that's why she wanted sister wives, because it takes him off her plate. It takes the kids off her plate. It takes a lot of stuff off her plate. Plus, they contribute to income in the family, so she ain't got to do shit.
Right.
And it's just, and then the fact that, like, now that, like, she has to be monogamous with him and she has to, like,
deal with him all the time,
treat him like her best customer every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. And I feel like, she's saying, if you don't fix one of these and get a wife in here, I might be done with your ass because I can't deal with your shit.
And, like, I think she's finally realized she knows what the other wives went through alone with him for all the years, and she doesn't want to deal with that alone.
Well, and they even said in the last episode when she and Robin were talking alone that he is not the same person that they married.
No.
He's very angry. He's very negative.
To end, it's the curse.
It's like he's been possessed by like a
right,
like something different,
negative.
Yeah, it's it's crazy. Back to the show, guys. Sorry. And then we're back with Garrison, and he offers to host Christmas and holidays and things. And the moms said that they might end up buying houses near their children for visits, and they could just share it and, whatever. And that would be a great, like, not only like a vacation property, but when they're not using it, you can rent it out for like Airbnb or like short-term rentals, things like that. So, I mean, there's lots of ways you can have a vacation property and not have it cost you a ton of money.
Right.
And they have the ability to do that. And Christine said she will never have holidays with everyone again. And Janelle doesn't see her and Cody ever doing the holidays together again.
I like how Garrison's like, hey, we could host it here, but he has never experienced the hosting just at his house.
And I'm sorry, okay, he's a big guy. And obviously it's a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Because, they have the siblings move in. And to be able to afford a home like that in Flagstaff is a huge, huge thing to celebrate. But you got a tiny little house, dude. The living room was full with just like, what was it, 5 of you in that room?
The 5 of them, yeah.
It was Garrison, Gabe, Gwen, Janelle, and Christine. And the living room was full. What are you going to do with the other 40 people?
Like Garrison had to stand the whole time.
Like, you're so sweet, Garrison. And yes, you could have some of your other siblings maybe bunk with you and save them having to get a hotel room or whatever. But dude, you're not hosting, buddy. Good try though. Good try. And I say that for many years of holiday experience.
You don't want to bite off more than you can chew, dude.
Exactly. And then Gabe said that the wedge was driven between him and Garrison and their dad was when he and Garrison, quote, expressed discontent to their dad regarding all the COVID nonsense, and they were met with a wall, quote, a wall, with no like real communication was happening. It was just like, these are the rules, follow them or fuck off.
Basically how he treated his wives all the time.
Well, I mean, yeah, and like Janelle said, it was in the middle of a pandemic. Nobody was moving anywhere. Let's be real, because
Right.
nobody, like, everybody was on lockdown. How the hell are they supposed to find a place to live if she kicked them out? You know, just let them live in their car? I mean, that is not an okay thing for a parent to do.
And he was like, you had to do this or you're against me. You're on Christine's side or whatever. And it's like, she's on her kid's side.
Exactly.
And dude, you should be too.
And after almost 30 years together, you should know this about your wife.
He doesn't know anything about his wives.
Or his children. And then Christine's kids are used to Cody not being around all the time.
That was so sad to hear.
But Janelle's were used to seeing him more, so they're being hit harder by it.
Yeah.
And I think it is sad, and I think it's because Christine had 5 girls and 1 son.
Yeah.
I honestly gotta do. He spent more time where the boys were.
That does make sense too.
And I'm just saying, putting it out there. That's my opinion. And then as they got older and the boys stopped, having the hero worship for dad and right about the teen years, then he started focusing on the little kids.
Yeah.
And most of the little kids were girls.
Right.
So he had no choice. But again, he had to have that hero daddy worship.
Yeah.
He had to get that hit. So he could...
He has to be the most important man in their life.
Person. Yeah, he wanted to be everybody's favorite.
He wanted them to choose him over their moms.
Exactly. And then we move back over to Robin, and she's pushing Mary to specify to Cody that she's not leaving him or the family. She didn't want to say it. She was trying to tell Robin, no, it's not the right time. And Mary even says in an interview she doesn't have a problem saying it, but Cody will have a problem hearing it. She's been with this man for a very long time. She knows him better than Robin does. Let's be real.
Robin doesn't give up. She's very stubborn and selfish.
But Mary is being very honest and wise this season. And she's just saying, I would love to say it to him. He's not ready to hear it. He's not at a place where it matters to him. Right? So why bother? I was just putting my heart out there for him to stomp on it again. And maybe that's the secret. Maybe Robin gets off on that. She's like, I never get to see this firsthand. Let's do it. Let's see if we can... Ooh, everybody, it's our weekly tornado drill here in the Midwest. Give me a sec while the dogs bark. Sorry about that, y'all. But then Cody says, after she told him everything in his little interview, he said, it has no effect on me. Why does she still live in Flagstaff?
Because you won't let her go. You won't just say it.
And then Mary says, lots of people have multiple homes, kind of like polygamous men. They have more than one home, and they live in all of them.
I think I love that moment. It was like, oh, like, Mary's being sassy.
So honest and just wise and just has no fucks to give. And she just tells everybody like it is. I'm here for it.
I like how she was directly pointing that at Cody.
And Mary's like, why does he care where she's going to live when she's at the B&B doing her business? Because he's like, well, why are you using it as a business when you're going to be taking up one of the rooms when you live there? And she's like, are you forgetting about the little apartment my mom lived in when she ran the B&B? Maybe I'll just live there. Right. I mean, it's like, she's like, why does he care? He's never cared before.
Right.
And I think in his defense, maybe he was trying to just say something to have an interest, like that, pretend like he cared for a minute, like, oh,
Just for
are
Robin.
you gonna turn it into like a private residence, or are you still gonna use it as a business? Like, what's the plan? And Mary gets a little defensive because she's like, I'm not ever gonna wanted to live there. I've been saying this, and of course that just was like a defensive moment for her
Yeah.
because immediately she's like, I'm not living in the house. I never wanted to live in the house. I'm just staying there for the business stuff, and then I'll be back here where I live. And so she kept trying to like hammer that home, and he's just like, okay, I don't know why you're upset. I don't really care. I'm just,
Right.
here because Robin made me.
That's it too.
And then Cody said, Robin's being an advocate for me and Mary's relationship to reconcile. They're making me feel very uncomfortable. I've got one wife I've got a great relationship with. I'm afraid if I abandon these women, she'll lose respect for me. That's the only reason he hasn't straight up in the last couple of years been like, Mary, fuck off. I'm done. Just you're
And why he's holding on to Janelle too.
well, and he's holding on to Janelle because I really think he still has a thing for her. Plus, he knows that she's a really big income for him.
I think it's that, but he's only physically attracted to her. Because there's no actual love there. He would.
I don't.
I don't.
I think he's in love with Robin. I think he loves Janelle and Christine in his own weird way.
But
I'm not saying that this is not toxic or that it's
that's not a
not
wife way.
an inappropriate. Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's okay.
No.
I'm just saying devil's advocate from both sides. I think he really does love Janelle and Christine in his own weird, fucked up way. That I'm glad Christine's gone. Y'all know I am. I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy that she and David just got married
Oh
over
yeah.
the last weekend, and congratulations to them. And I hope that, wherever Janelle ends up or whatever she decides, that she's super happy. And that's all that matters. Whatever is happiness for her, it
Yeah.
doesn't have to look okay to the rest of us. We don't have to approve it.
I want them all to leave.
But whatever
I even
is happy.
I even want Robin to leave, just to leave him all alone.
Well, and that was kind of like what that break it or make it thing was, because she's like, I don't want to be a fucking monogamous dude. I've been there and done that. It didn't work out. I want the extra help.
Right.
Even though she never used them for any help, she always had someone paid to do it.
Right.
So then we're back to Christine in Arizona for Janelle's birthday. And she found out that Cody is taking Janelle out for her birthday. And Janelle doesn't foresee staying with Cody. She just wants to have a good time, have some fun. And Christine said that she will support whatever makes Janelle happy. And that's where I'm at. I'm like, if staying, quote unquote, married to him, but living separately from him and
Not having to deal with him, basically.
yeah, except for like big family events, like, marriages and things like that where everyone gets together.
Yeah.
If that is fine for her. She's, supporting the religious side of things, but yet she's living her life doing what she wants. If that's her happiness, whatever.
Right.
If she leaves and, decides to become a 10-cent hooker, I hope you don't do that. I don't think you ever would, I'm just saying, whatever her bliss is.
Or if she wanted to basically go out there and explore her options.
Yeah, find your joy,
Right? It doesn't have to be in another relationship, but just as long as you're happy.
And right now, her joy is her children and her grandchildren.
Right?
Let her have it. And then Cody said that Mary doesn't know what she wants, and he can't help her. And all their years together, he's trying to guess what she wanted, and he could never do it because she doesn't know what she wants. And I think he's full of crap.
He is full of crap. Because Mary knows him like the back of her hand.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about Mary.
Exactly. And again, he's changed a lot. They've all changed. They've all gotten older. And there's something that happens in your 40s where your thinking changes a little bit. Even from just, 5 years ago, I've noticed. It's weird. And we'll talk about that in another episode. But yeah, it happens.
Okay.
None of them really know each other anymore. And then Cody throws out some crappy idea to feign interest. And Robin takes it to mean, well, Cody sees Mary in his future is because he's pushing her to build on Coyote Pass. He was saying that maybe she could build the little casita like Janelle was going to build, or he wants to build a giant barn for his crap. You know, all his stuff he doesn't use when all his vehicles, all the stuff
Yeah.
they have. With an apartment above it, and Mary can live there. Oh my God. She started jumping up and down and crying with joy. She and Robin embraced, and
Nice.
they were like, see, he does want me around. He wants me on Coyote Pass too.
No.
That's not what happened. That's not that I think that's what Cody envisioned happening. But no.
You literally told her you just shove her with the stuff you're not using.
Exactly. The stuff you don't care about. And Mary rightly said it's insulting. And she doesn't want to live in the RV either. And I'm just like, of course it's insulting. That's the whole point. He does all this mean belittling shit because you let him.
Right?
And because you're just an easy whooping post.
I think what she should have done was like just thrown like cake in his face next time you come over, and she says, "I'm leaving you," and just shut the door.
Right? I'd have put something in his face. I don't think it would have been cake. And then Cody said, I don't think that can't read my writing. I don't think that, and she's not concerned, and he's not concerned about her leaving. Oh, that's what it was. He said he's not concerned. He doesn't think that she's like trying to use the move to escape or leave or whatever. And honestly, he's not concerned about her leaving. And Mary said he's not worried about anything about me at all.
Right? And I was like,
But she's so honest, and she knows the reality, and she keeps praying for a miracle. And Robin keeps telling her, just hang in there. I'm working on
and
it.
she says that she would love leave if she like, but still, she's still encouraging her. She only says it in the private interview that if she's here elsewhere, she would let her go.
We're getting right here. Robin said, if Mary's tired of trying, I want her to be happy. I don't want to be selfish and keep her here.
But you only say that in the private interview.
Did you see her pants alight of flame when she was saying that? And everybody's singing, liar, liar, pants on fire, as she burned. That was just what I saw in my mind. Sorry, guys.
It's just...
And then Mary said, I wish he saw some value in me. Oh. He doesn't. He wants to put me in the loft of his barnuminium. And I'm just like, and she has also said with all the other crap he doesn't really want. And doesn't want to look at and he can forget about.
Breaking my heart, Mary.
Yeah, and it's just the sad truth, and she knows it. And as much as she's hoping to be with him and sticking around, taking this brutal punishment from him on every occasion that she sees him, that she's got that's love. She feels like I did something wrong,
she obviously loves him very much, but she needs to learn to love herself more than she loves him.
And she thinks she deserves the punishment he is still doling out. And it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's very abusive behavior.
It's toxic.
And Cody is a bad, bad, bad person. And for doing this on TV where all of his children can see how he treats one of their quote-unquote moms.
Right.
Mm-mm-mm. But then we're back with Janelle's birthday, and Cody's picking her up, and he even made a reservation for their date night at a hard-to-get-into restaurant. And I'm thinking a producer did it. Pulled some strings.
Of course he did.
He didn't do shit.
Cody will never put in the effort.
He didn't plan any of his own honeymoons.
Like, or maybe Robin did.
Maybe. But at this point, it's been almost 6 months since their big fight right before Christmas. And it's been 4 months since their talk at the restaurant. And she said she wanted to stay separated.
Yeah.
And then they're going to this, whatever, Mariposa restaurant. Some hard to get into place. Fancy. And Janelle said there's no connection anymore. It's just an easy, fun date. And I think it's great that he knows what it feels like, but at least she's not being cruel to you like you are to Mary.
Right.
And Cody said he feels like the magic man again when she's excited about the restaurant that he's taking her to.
That you probably didn't even make an appointment for, and she's only there for the food, dude.
Right?
She's going there for the fancy restaurant.
Um,
Blame her. Go get that like $20 French fries or whatever.
right? And then Cody said he feels like a guy on a first date jonesing, like, hey, you want to kiss after this date? And again, I want to point out, who's panting and begging now, Cody?
Right?
Who's panting and begging and just, ooh, needs you now? Who's wanting it now, Cody? And I'm just like, oh, you stupid karma mother, oh, get you. And then Janelle said, if there's ever something here, I don't know. It's starting over. It's redefining. Oh, sorry, even. I can't remember. I was so tired last night. She said, if there's even something here, I don't know. It's starting over. It's redefining. And that took the wind right out of Cody's sail. And he was like, sure. Like, I thought we were going to get back together and go home and make some sweet, sweet love. And you're starting over? What?
Right?
And then Janelle, in her interview, said, it doesn't seem like much of a path forward for them. We're different people now. He thinks differently. He's very, very wrapped up with the kids at Robin's house. Robin and he think a lot alike. They want to live the same kind of life. I'm really looking for a relationship where I'm equally considered. So she is maybe looking for another relationship.
Right?
That's
An
interesting.
actual good polygamous relationship where it's like, it's equal.
Right?
We're equal footing.
I think that's not too much to ask for. I think
Right.
that's exceedingly.
Here's the deal. If you can't give more than one wife equal footing or attention or anything, you shouldn't get another wife. Stop at one.
And especially if you're treating the other wife based on how you perceive her treating the favorite wife.
Right.
That's what became the problem between them.
If you have a favorite wife or like one you think of first all the
Just
time.
be a monogamous with that wife. Oh, Rascal's having an issue. Hang on, guys. Okay, but
And we're back.
we're back. Sorry about that. That's the life of a wife and mom when, got people with issues in the house. But anyway, back to the show. And Janelle at this point wanted to turn the cameras off so they can relax and just have fun for her birthday. And it makes me wonder, what were they up to? What were you up to, Janelle?
Right.
What were you doing?
Were you getting a little flirty in there?
Were you drinking, having a little extra funny funs? I need to know. But then, as she said, they were walking around in Sedona and doing like art galleries and things, and she took his hand out of habit, and it did not feel right anymore, so she took it right back. Sometimes you are just so real and it's savage without even meaning to be savage.
That was great. That was a great line.
Yeah, but it's so real. Like, she's like, oh, nope, not happening. And she's like, whoop, right back out.
Right. Okay.
Savage.
Cody.
And then Cody said, I don't know why we can't reconcile. So we had a bad fight. We've had worse. So we're separated. We've been separated before. And Janelle said, there just isn't anything there anymore. And of course, they're not saying any of this to each other. It's all in their little private talking head interviews.
Yeah, they gotta drag this out.
And she said, our relationship has been unraveling for years. And that's a shock to him because he's been in this little la-la land with Robin for the last decade where he thinks everything's hunky-dory because he ain't paying no damn attention to anybody else to even notice.
And then he's surprised when Christine left, and now he's surprised that Janelle is leaving.
Right, it's just so stupid. And at the end, Cody says, I've been in love with her before, so I can be in love with her again. We need to reestablish trust. I want to feel like a person to her, not an object. You stupid narcissistic son of a bitch.
I didn't see the same thing though. He was basically treating Mary like an object, where he's like, I'll just put it in the loft of the storage barn.
Right.
And I'm like, but now you don't want to feel like an object to Janelle.
Well, I think he's talking about a sex object. He thinks that she only wants him around because of his, rockin' bod and his bing bang bong schlong in the ding dong. I don't know. But evidently he's so amazing that, she's in lust with him.
But in reality, she could do so much better. Janelle could get a lot better people.
Yeah, he was talking about his 6-pack and whatever. And let's be real, we've seen pictures of you recently, Cody.
There's no 6-pack.
You got a dad bod. There's no 6-pack. There's
Even Mallow, when she heard that from him, was like, where?
Right? And yeah, no, dude, just no. Nobody's in lust with you because for a woman to really, really like lust a man like that, there's an element of love and trust and intimacy, and there is none of that. So she got nada for you, dude. So you're not even good to her as an object.
I will point out there are women who, could totally just, like lust after someone without any sort of love being involved. But let's just be honest.
But after that amount of water under the bridge and that amount of bullshit and just drama and the inadequacies,
I don't think she could she couldn't even hold your hand, dude. She's not wanting to get in bed with you.
yeah, and that's not what he thought going into it. He thought it was gonna be a boop boop, we're back together, and he's just like, oh shit.
No.
She won't, is she gonna kiss me goodnight? And I don't think she did, because she said he dropped her off and was like, thanks for a good time, bye. And
Good for you, Janelle.
Again, just savage without meaning to be savage. That's just who she is, and I love it.
Oh, I love Janelle in this episode.
Anytime he gets what he deserves,
it is a great moment.
it is an excellent, awesome moment for us because he is such a douchebag.
He is such a big dick.
And anyway, I hope that helps you guys kind of catch up with season 18, episode 8 of The Sister Wives. Let us know what you think, and if you have a moment, give us a like if you had any interest in this episode at all.
Or feel free to follow us on any of our socials.
At all of our socials, we've got them all. And please give us a subscribe. Just quick little button there. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It means a lot to us.
Don't
just to know that there's
like
people out there that do, that you're liking what we're doing, and it makes us want to keep doing it. So, that was it, guys. Until next week, we will
keep you updated.
We will be here if there's any new updates in the meantime. Until then, please wear your seatbelts. Please spay and neuter your pets. Please use your turn signals.
Rake your leaves.
And please be kind. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.